a little upgrade job. This is a Ideal Logic boiler and it's capable of running weather compensation, but very typically they're installed just to run at high temperature. And this one's supplying underfloor, so it was running at 70-80 degrees down to an underfloor heating manifold, running really inefficiently with none of the benefits. And originally when I came out and spotted this, I did a little bit of a reconfiguration, so none of the hydronic changes were made, but I did a quick wiring update on it to get it to run on 2 temperatures. And on the Logic you've got a P1 and a P2 terminal. If you apply live to P1, you'll get the radiator temperature that you set on the boiler. If you apply a live signal to P2, then you'll get it to ramp up full output for hot water. However, just so you're wise to it, if you fit the weather comp sensor to the boiler, that process doesn't quite reverse, but you need a permanent live applied to the hot water signal P2 to suppress the high heat output. So that P2 plug changes its the way that it's operated. So when you take the voltage off of it, that's when it goes into hot water mode. But also what we've done here is we've done the hydronic update. So we've done close coupled T's here under the boiler. So I've got the usual fill point, drain point, so you can flush the boiler, 2 isolation valves, close coupled T's, and then we've gone off. That's that zone valve is actually on my return. That's my flow. And if I got my flow, I've got a pump, 2 zone valves, one's for the hot water, one's for radiators upstairs, and those need to be pumped obviously. And the one to the underfloor heating, there's no pump here, it uses a pump on the manifold to draw that water through. Now this is running, it's been running, it's actually switched off at the moment. I've got the weather comp set for 17 degrees. I'll just give that a little tweak. For 17 degrees room temperature, and that's simply because the curve that's defaulted in the boiler I think is just too high, and it's about 9 degrees outside, and we just don't need to have anything more than 40 degrees to heat the radiator. It's probably still a little bit high anyway, certainly don't need 40 degrees for the underfloor heating system. So yeah, so just to give you a little demonstration, at the moment there is a call for heat, but the boiler's still running, the boiler's just switched off cycling, so at its design temperature. But if I give the program a quick flick for hot water, we'll hear the relay switch. And relay comes on. That lifts the signal away from the boiler P2, and now the boiler will go crazy, running up to high temperature to heat the hot water. Now I haven't made this hot water priority, so basically it's also going to run scalding hot water to radiators as it did before, and to the underfloor, but there's a room stat to control any overheating on that top floor, and there's room stats and actuators and the normal blending valve on the manifold, so it's not going to suffer too much. So that's it. So yeah, two relays on there about separating out this pump, because we've got 2 motorised valves. When the motorised valves open, we need the signals coming back to change the signals into the boilers, so that's required 2 relays down there in order to work that out. One of these Super Wago junction boxes, I absolutely love these. Very, very overdue. We should have had those 20-30 years ago, would have made my life easy. Yeah, and yeah, okay, so I hope that helps.